Hello, everybody. It's Graham Cofe with the first My Music of the week. I hope you're all doing well. Whatever it is that you're doing, thanks for making the time to stop and watch this. In a minute, I'm going to be speaking to Anna. But first, let's watch this video.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
Hello, and thanks for joining me all the way from sunny Spain. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous.
You should be.
Yeah. What
I
took
mean,
you out?
good.
What's taking you out to Spain at the moment?
Absolutely nothing. Cheap tickets in February.
Oh, that's just fantastic. It's like on a whim, off we
It's
go.
so gorgeous. It was definitely something that I decided in a second, and my bank account is regretting it, but I'm not. I'm enjoying every second of it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can fill your bank account after this with people downloading
Please.
and paying for your music. Your moniker that you go under, 1606, where did that come from?
Well, it's the date of my birth, so yes. But on top of that, the first guitar I ever got, so a few years ago, I noticed that the serial number of it is my birthday. It's literally
No
1606.
way.
Yeah, so I was like, I was trying to figure out what could be a cool artist name or whatever, and something that means something to me. And 1606 was that. Because also every day I look at my phone at 1606. And it's not like...
Is that a thing you do, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of getting creepy at this point, but I love it.
Are you a superstitious type person? Is it becoming kind of like a superstitious thing for you now?
So it looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
tell me a little bit about you, or tell everybody a little bit about you.
Everybody.
Where did you start in terms of music? Or how young were you?
I joined a choir when I was like 2 years old. It was like 2. It was like a kids choir in Croatia.
Right.
Yeah. It was cute. It was like all ages, but there was like separate kids and then like teenagers and stuff.
Do you know? I mean, you won't remember, but do you know what sort of songs you sung in there?
Oh, it was like their original songs. It was like a choir who was like writing kids songs, basically.
Wow.
And then we would like do dances. It would be like, wee. And then there would be like a whole concert. There would be like 10,000 parents. And we would all just be on stage, like a proper concert with like lighting and like costumes. It was a really cool experience. And it was probably, the first time that I've performed in front of like 10,000 people. Even though it was my parents mostly and stuff, but still. 10,000.
And where were you living at the time?
That was in Croatia, Zagreb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Croatia?
It was good. It was just, in terms of music, it's definitely different, especially contemporary music, because it feels like there's not that many options. Like most of the artists that I'm looking at now from Croatia, they're just like playing like gigs, covers at bars and that kind of stuff. It's not, they're not really showing their music and who they are and why they're doing this for. It's like, oh yeah, I'm here to entertain, and that's that.
Yeah, well, do you feel like Croatia's kind of got stuck in like the Eurovision Song Contest kind of groove?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Oh my God! But did you see the song that we're going to Eurovision with? I mean, okay, the theme of the song is like, it makes sense, but I mean the song itself, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm Croatian, but please don't take me that way, like Mama Shit and all that.
Would you ever represent Croatia in the Eurovision Song Contest if someone asked you?
That is
Not with that song, obviously.
No, not with that song. I mean, I would love to, I guess. It's just, do you know what? Actually, 2 years ago, we had like this big earthquake in Croatia, and I was there. And I wrote this like really nice song. It was called Handful, and it was kind of like about the whole thing of us being in this moment where like we're trying to help people.
Right.
And I feel like that song would have been so perfect for the Eurovision, but I never even thought of doing that, to be honest.
It may have been a bit deep.
Yeah, a bit too deep. Yeah,
it might have been no decrying Eurovision, and of course it's here this year in the UK, in Liverpool. I think everybody over here is generally quite excited about it, because we did quite well last year, and it's going to be shown in all the cinemas, etc. And I'm glad that it's kind of found its way back up into people's hearts again, and we're beginning to write some better songs. We, as the UK, are beginning to write some better songs for the Eurovision Song Contest, but there is some trash in there. Absolutely some trash.
I don't know. I'm kind of ashamed. I don't.
Well, I have actually had a guest on. Have had a guest on who entered the Eurovision Song Contest one year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did abysmally, but they're quite proud of the whole thing. So there we go.
Oh, okay.
So choirs when you were a young age. When did the family move to, or when did you move? The family hasn't moved yet, but when did you move to London?
So yeah, I moved literally when I finished high school. So I was 19.
Yep.
I was like, okay, mom and dad, I no longer want to play classical guitar, so I'd like to move to London and actually, sing and make music that I want to make. So I applied for ICMP, and I got in, but I didn't tell my parents until it was like.
You didn't tell them? Wow.
Because I thought, like, if I don't get in, then they don't have to know about this. But then I got in, and then I was like, okay, so how do I tell them about this? So I did like that cheeky thing of like talking to my dad first.
Yeah.
And then my dad and I like just told my mom, but it was a big, I wouldn't say an argument, but it was definitely heated.
Yeah.
But then it happened. I told him, like, you don't have to worry about me. Just like send me off with some money and I'll figure it out after that.
Did you get that whole, but this isn't a career type talk or not? I mean, you say that you learned classical guitar when you were younger, and did your parents ever see you going into music, or did they just think this was a recreational type of thing to expand your mind?
No. It was always music. It was always gonna be music.
Okay.
It was just that I was supposed to go to Vienna and study classical music.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was quite good, and I enjoyed it. I practiced a lot, and yeah, I was quite good at it. But then at some point, I was like, I'm supposed to like spend the rest of my life playing 8 hours a day and practicing, but there is no career in this. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna like have this huge career with like making music that I'm making now, but I feel like there's a bigger chance than doing it with classical music. So it was mostly like, yeah, they were kind of on my side.
Well, I just think you were waiting for the audience. I love the music that you're making now. It's what I loved about when I've listened to your music, because you've got an album. Yeah, which you made in London.
Yes.
I thought it was really ballsy, really nervy to release this album, and the first song on the album is like a lead-in. It's not even a song, right? Now, how many artists do that when that's like your first album? So you've got an experimental streak in you. There's something in you that's very much more than sort of like, I just write songs. You want to say something here, don't you?
Yeah, I want to tell a story. I kind of wanted to give the whole story of me coming to London and like me being here for the past 4 years. Well, actually nearly 5 years. Because I feel like I've done a lot of things on my own. Like I've been independent since I was 19, and not many people can say that. And I do feel like when you kind of put yourself in that situation, there's so many things that are more important than like writing about love and stuff. I wanted to like write an album that's gonna be everything but love. Okay, there's a song that's like love about my friend, like a friend that's no longer a friend, but it's still not, like romantic and like, oh, I miss you, I love you. So I just kind of wanted to share that, and I feel like if I hadn't shared it now, it would have probably been on my hard drive or something, and it would never come out. So I do plan to just like release things as they come rather than keeping it for myself.
Yeah. When did you first discover you had a voice as well? I mean, you said you played guitar, and you were in that choir, but when did you really first discover that you had this voice? And about your voice as well, because it's very, in a way, it's very French.
Is it? No,
Yeah.
I
In as much as it's quite interesting you say that it's like your music isn't romantic at all. You've written stuff that's not romantic, but you've got a kind of almost romantic type French type voice that you'd expect to hear those kind of love songs with, but you're singing much more edgy stuff, which is great. It's a real mix.
It is. Yeah, people do expect kind of like songs about something else.
That sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I wish I could speak French though. I keep trying, but it's just not working for me at the moment. But yeah, you asked something and I completely forgot about it. I'm a very forgetful person.
That's okay. So I was saying, yeah, where did that voice come from?
Oh, the voice, right. Well, I guess the choir, like when that started, they immediately started giving me like songs to sing on my own. And I mean, obviously, I was kind of confused by it, but I guess I always had like a really good pitch. And then the voice came with it. I do still think that I have such a baby voice. Every time I hear myself talk on the phone or something, oh my God. When I was working at the pub and I picked up the phone, the people were confused. They were like, is this a grown-up? Like, am I speaking to a grown-up?
What you need? What you need to do? You need to listen to, if you haven't already, you need to listen to Stina Nordenstam.
Oh, okay. I haven't yet. Yeah.
Because if you think you've got a baby voice.
Okay. Right? Okay.
But as much as that, I think you'd really like her as an artist because she had like this kind of jazzy, warm elements, and almost like elements of like romantic sounds or whatever. But again, lyrically and in terms of thematically and what she was trying to say,
right?
It was quite edgy and out there, and otherworldly as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely send me a link or something.
But she's got definitely much more of a baby voice. Bless you, Stina. I love you. But she's got much more of a baby voice than you have. So there you are. That could be your kind of therapy.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're, my voice, I don't like it. It's nobody likes their own voice though, right?
No, that is so true. Nobody likes it. But you know what? I feel like sometimes people are listening to me and then they feel like falling asleep. And I have people tell me that. It's not that good, especially if you want to be like in some businesses or whatever.
Well, again, it depends how you want to take that, right? Because
yeah.
Some of my favorite artists, I do like falling asleep to.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think actually that's because it takes you to another place. So maybe when they say that your voice, I don't think what they're saying is that your voice sends them to sleep. I think what they're saying is perhaps that you transport them.
Yeah.
They just haven't managed to communicate that to you in an effective way, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's put it that way.
Let's put it that way. Next time someone says that to you, you can say, "Do you mean by that? Does my voice transport you somewhere else?" And if they turn around and say, "No, I mean it sends me to sleep," then I should just walk away from that person. But if they say, "Yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean," you can say, "Ah, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
that's very kind."
I love that.
How do you construct your music then? Because as I say, you certainly like to play with sounds. Yeah. So what starts something for you?
Okay. For this album, actually, it was kind of like part of a project for my master's degree.
Yep.
So I had to do like a performance of like 45 minutes or something. So I wrote down like titles of songs or like things that happened to me that I want to talk about, or just like a title that's gonna show everything that I want to say in that song. And once I've done that, I feel like the songs were just coming to me. It was quite crazy because all the songs on the album I wrote in like probably half an hour, like each song max. But then obviously you spend time with it just to like
developing it
and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But in terms of like writing the story, it was always just like 20 minutes and bam, it's done. Especially the My L song. That one happened in like 5 minutes, and I feel like it's my favorite song on the album. It's definitely the most honest one. But yeah, the song that I had a lot of trouble with was Made in London. Oh my god, because that was supposed to be the main song. Well,
the big one.
Yeah, that's the main song of the album,
Yeah.
And I couldn't just like figure out where to go with it and like what's gonna happen in it. So there was a day where I had like a complete mental breakdown. I was like, the album is done, but I don't have the main song. How is this possible? And I went to my producer's place and I was like, play some chords. Just like on the bass, just play something, anything. And he started like playing some chords and I was like, okay, just do like a little bit like do 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 do. And then all of a sudden like the lyrics just started coming out and I was like, thank God. Like finally.
That's how it works sometimes, folks.
Exactly.
Do you think you kind of, because it's had London in the title, do you think that kind of immediately put some pressure on it because of all of the songs about London historically that have been there? You can immediately sort of like you can think about like the Kinks, and you can think about Blur, and you can think about
Lily Allen.
Lily Allen, yeah. Sun's in the sky, away, away. It's just, yeah. Was that kind of like a pressure around you, do you think?
100%. And it was also like in the music, I wanted to kind of like give that rush of London, like we're always on a run. We're always like, oh, I have to be here. I have to be here. The days are just like passing like this. It's like 2 minutes and you're already in your bed again. So I wanted to, right? So I wanted to like put that in the song, but not actually like putting too much pressure on the song, if that makes sense. I feel like having the song starting with like just the bass and the drums, it kind of gave that vibe. It's like when you're walking and it's like a vibe, like you're walking down like Brick Lane and it's like do 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 do. I think it just ended up so nicely, like all together. It definitely came together, but there was so much pressure of the song having just like London in it, and also Made in London. It sounds like I'm trying to say like
it sounds like a lot of pressure to put yourself under, to be honest.
But I guess that's what brings out the best of you.
Quite often artists, when they write an album about one specific thing, then the next thing that they do is almost a way of sort of going against what they've just done or turning, not sort of pushing that away, but just it's almost a response to what you've just done. So where are you going now, music? What are you writing about? Is that why you've gone to Spain?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna be made in Spain.
Well, maybe you're just kind of like, looking for that kind of more relaxed vibe.
Yeah, there's definitely that as well. But I wrote like 20 songs so far since the album came out. And I have this problem where I want to put every song on the album, or like just release it, not on the album, but like I just want all the songs to be out. So I think music wise, I'm kind of going more towards like a smoother like vibe, chiller, maybe
Cool.
even French. Actually, you know what? That's funny that you said that, because I went to Paris for the first time a few months ago, and I wrote this song. What's the name of it? I want to move to Paris. And like in the chorus, I'm actually trying to speak French, but
Oh,
obviously
you
I don't
see?
know much more than like merci and mon chéri. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely. You see, I haven't even thought of that, but you just reminded me of it.
But
But yeah, so
I'm
there might be
very
a.
in tune. I'm very in tune with the way that, artists actually develop their music.
Oh yeah.
And
You
is it all
probably also saw I was there and stuff, so it was like, yeah. The next one is going to France.
absolutely? Now, in terms of, so do you always start guitar then
I
after the words? Do you always start guitar, or you say that that was a little bass groove that kind of got that
Yeah,
Made in London
yeah,
going? So it can be different every time.
yeah, definitely. But I think mostly it starts with guitar, but then it also starts, with like me seeing something on Instagram,
Oh
and
yeah,
then I've got like a line, just one line, and I know where I want to go with it. And then there's like a story that just builds. And once I've got like the lyrics, then I have this like rhythm in my head already, like of what the lyrics should go, like where they should go, how it should sound. And then I'm putting guitar on top of that.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
but
like your Instagram. As someone that runs a social media business, I
mm,
like your Instagram because you're a lot of bands or artists, their social media is it's full of adverts,
yeah.
right? It's full of, this, and then we're doing this, and then, but here's a little video of us doing it. But it's all very marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You seem to just be quite playful and just having fun with your life on there,
Yeah.
which is nice. Well,
Yeah.
why is that important to you?
I just want to be, I kind of want to be honest, And I also
Mm,
don't like marketing. I like marketing on other things, but when it comes to my music, I feel like there's just no point in doing that. I mean, there definitely is, but I might just be lazy. Who knows? But I think that coming up with like the whole plan of like releases and stuff, I feel like it takes away so much of the music, like for what it is. Because if I
mm.
just release an album and then someone like really likes it and shares it, and then tells like someone, oh, listen to this song, like this is really good, like that's the marketing I want. I don't want it to be like me pushing my music on
Okay,
people.
yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
But obviously, what there is of an industry once you get going will want all of that. How do you see yourself making sure that you make it as a musician, if you like, but without eating into all of that?
Well, my plan is to just release and release and release, kind of like
Cool.
um like Prince, like he was releasing albums like every year.
All the time, and he's got
Yeah,
vaults still of it that we
yeah,
never
exactly.
will know.
Exactly. Like I want to do that. I want to just release things, and like yeah, maybe I'll like promote the first song, the second song, whatever. But I just want to release the music and let people like choose what they like. And
So is it therefore it's quite important for you to be physically out there doing some performance of that music as well, then, so that people find it in the first place?
Yeah. That's for sure.
What's your favorite kind of gig then? What's a great audience for you?
Oof. Okay. I like. Do you know what? I like the vibe of sofa sounds. Yeah. I always actually applied for it, but they were like, nope. Sorry. Unfortunately, we don't think that you fit into this. But I do think that I fit, and I think that everyone would have a great time if I was there. But I'll leave that to them. I would definitely like to do something like that. And I have actually a gig on 4th of May with Rattle UK. And they're doing kind of that. It's kind of like a sofa sound type thing. It's at a coffee shop. And it's going to be just me and the producer who also plays the bass. So we're just going to be like sitting and like chilling. And I think that's my favorite type of thing because the songs came from me and my guitar, and that's like, if people like them like that, then imagine with the drums and everything, I'm sure.
What about festivals then? Are festivals your kind of vibe or not?
I haven't even thought of it, to be honest.
Really?
Yes.
I think you'd enjoy festivals. I think what you'd enjoy about festivals is if you know, in a way, if you got in at the lower echelons to begin with, and you just sort of went to a festival and played, take a sofa. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Take a van with a sofa and the band, and literally dump a sofa down at a festival and just play around the sofa with some lamps.
That actually sounds really cool.
Doesn't it?
Sounds like something I should do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You just kind of like go, well, you know, this is the way we roll. We're just gonna do our little set over here, and create this kind of natural following of people that just want to hang around you and chill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Actually, during my like concerts or whatever, not concerts, but like gigs, people tend to like just sit in front and like just stare, like, what is she doing now? So it's definitely that vibe. Yeah. That's like something I should do. I'm actually going to cross the tracks on the 28th of May, so I might just do that then.
Yeah,
I'll just sit somewhere in the corner and be like, I play music here now.
Well, exactly. Just wherever you go, just say, look, have you got a sofa?
Imagine me carrying my sofa like Bruno Mars in like Grenade.
Yeah. All we need is a sofa and some floor standing lamps.
Yeah.
Preferably with tassels. You know, we're not fussy, but you know, that's just the kind of vibe that we'd like.
And then maybe like something that's gonna impersonate the drums. Even like just punching the sofa, like making the tu-ru-tu-tu.
Well, you could just get you just could do what old skiffle bands used to do, and just get like the washboard.
Oh yeah. That sounds like a really good plan.
That's it.
I'm gonna have to talk to my drummer now, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah. Just a box, you know, with a hole in it that they can sit and play. It's honestly, it's the way forward. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to hearing more music from you. I love what I've heard so far. I think it's adventurous. I think it's beautiful as well. I think you've got a beautiful voice, and I think in places you take us off to wonderful lands, etc. And I just there's a real feeling of artistry in what you do, which is great, because I think you could actually be incredibly special as an artist.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, I think you actually could become quite important. I just think that, you know, you just need to find the group of people to listen to what you do, to hear that and expand on that. So Thank you for what you do. I look forward to hearing those other 20 songs. Just release them, you know.
Yeah, I will.
let us hear them. Would you love to release something on vinyl, or you know, would you like to ever
that is my dream. That
Right.
is literally my dream. I just have no money to do it at the moment.
Somebody sign this person.
Yes, please. Like, you know, just to give the physical copies, because I really do want that. I was looking at like making my own CDs, you know, like just doing it at home.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it does take some money, you know, just to like put the artwork on the CD and that kind of stuff.
Everything takes money, doesn't it? Everything takes money.
So yeah, before the 20 songs come out, I'm gonna try to save some money and then do that. Make all the physical things, and
that would be brilliant. Now listen, in the meantime, if people want to listen to your music, it is everywhere, isn't it?
Everywhere.
You've uploaded it to pretty much every platform. How do people find it? They need to look up 1606. The name of the album is
Made in London.
Made in London. There you go. How can you forget that, folks? Made in London, 1606. Do go and have a look today. If you haven't already checked it out, now's the opportunity to let us know what you think. Do follow on all of the social media platforms. Yeah, I think you're on pretty much everything, aren't you? Social media wise.
Yeah, but I'm only focusing on Instagram, to be honest.
Instagram
is the thing, yeah.
Well, because you know, you can do wonderful little reels of you running into the sea, which you have done. Exactly. So you know, if you're on Instagram, do follow and you know, say hi. She's very approachable. Check out her music, and if you like it, let her know, because that's really important.
Yes, please.
This has been My Music. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you for coming to do this. Do share this with your friends, folks, if you've enjoyed this conversation. Share the music around. I don't care whether I become famous, because I'm too old. And quite frankly, I've got a face for radio. So ignore that, but share this so that every one of the artists that comes on, including 1606, get some more recognition, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I'll be back later in the day. I am going to be back this evening at 5 o'clock when I'm going to be interviewing somebody who, not that long ago, opened for Robbie Williams. Whoa. I know. So if yeah,
I'll be here.
So if you want to find out who that is and what they're going to be talking about, do come along later in the evening, 5 p.m. I'll be back for another conversation with My Music. Until then, take care of yourselves and go and listen to some of Alan's music. Bye for now.